Welcome back to the deep dive.
Oh, yeah.
This time, we're taking you on a journey
Okay.
into the shadowy side of Hollywood.
Mm.
Forget the glitz and the glamour,
Okay.
because we're diving deep into a world of hidden symbols,
Right.
secret societies,
Yeah.
and unsettling rumors.
Wow.
You've sent us this incredible collection of YouTube transcripts
Oh, wow.
and articles, all hinting at some pretty mind-blowing connections
Okay.
between the entertainment industry
Uh-huh.
and the occult.
Yeah.
Are you ready to see Hollywood in a whole new light?
Absolutely. But before we get lost in the maze of speculation,
Yeah.
it's crucial to understand what
Uh-huh.
we're actually talking about.
Right.
The term occult
Mm-hmm.
encompasses a vast range of beliefs and practices
Right.
that explore the hidden or mystical aspects of reality.
Okay.
Think ancient wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Secret knowledge even attempts to harness unseen forces.
Wow.
And while some might dismiss it all as hocus pocus, the truth is these ideas have captivated humanity for centuries.
So, are we saying Hollywood is secretly run by a bunch of robe-wearing, spell-casting mystics? I mean, it
Right.
sounds like something out of a movie, right?
Well, it's more nuanced than that.
Right.
We need to separate genuine belief
Mm-hmm.
from the deliberate use of symbols and themes for artistic impact.
Okay.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Hollywood thrives on mystery
Yeah.
and intrigue.
Right.
The occult, with its air of secrecy
Mm-hmm.
and forbidden knowledge, makes for a pretty compelling narrative.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Okay, that makes sense, but some of the symbols and themes in these sources are pretty blatant.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking pyramids,
Uh-huh.
all seeing eyes, even the do what thou wilt phrase connected to Aleister Crowley,
Oh, wow.
appearing everywhere from movies to music videos to celebrities themselves. It's hard to ignore, you know?
Exactly. And that's where it gets interesting.
Right.
Symbols hold power, whether we consciously recognize it or not. They tap into our collective subconscious, evoking emotions and associations that can be incredibly powerful.
Right.
The all-seeing eye, for instance, has its roots in ancient Egypt, representing a divine force watching over humanity.
Oh, wow.
Over time, it's been adopted by various groups, including the Freemasons,
Okay.
often symbolizing knowledge and enlightenment.
Right.
So when you see it in a movie like National Treasure,
Yeah.
it's not just a random design choice.
Right.
It's tapping into centuries of symbolism, consciously or not.
So even if filmmakers aren't hardcore occultists, they're still using these symbols for a reason.
Right.
To create a certain atmosphere,
Yeah.
maybe even to subtly influence the audience.
Yeah.
It's kind of spooky when you think about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about tapping into a visual language that resonates on a deeper level.
Right.
Now, whether there's a conscious effort to push a specific agenda or simply to create a sense of mystery,
Yeah.
that's up for debate. But the impact is undeniable.
One of your sources mentioned a set designer, S. Devlin,
Oh, okay.
who admitted to incorporating triangles
Right.
and other motifs at the request of, let's just say, higher ups.
Okay.
She was told, no questions asked.
Oh, wow.
That sounds pretty shady, right?
It does raise questions about the motives behind such decisions.
Yeah.
Are we talking aesthetic preferences,
Right.
subliminal messaging, or something more?
Right.
And if it's happening with set design,
Yeah.
what about other aspects of filmmaking?
Oh, wow.
The music, the script, the casting choices. Could there be a deeper layer of meaning we're not privy to?
Okay, now I'm officially creeped out.
Oh.
But before we go full conspiracy theorist,
Okay.
let's move on to another juicy topic.
Okay.
Secret societies. The Freemasons, Skull and Bones.
Yeah.
These names sound like they belong in a Dan Brown novel.
They certainly have a mystique about them.
Right.
And their very existence fuels speculation about power, influence, and hidden agendas. The Freemasons, for instance, are a fraternal organization with roots dating back centuries. Their rituals and symbols often draw upon ancient wisdom
Yeah.
and mystical traditions,
Okay.
while their stated goals are often centered around charity
Right.
and personal development. Their secretive nature has led to countless conspiracy theories.
So, are celebrities secretly joining these groups and plotting to control the world? I mean, Johnny Depp has made some pretty cryptic comments about
Really?
forces that people can't understand shaping careers. And Brad Pitt once talked about an inner circle
Okay.
making decisions that go way beyond movie deals.
Wow.
It's like they're hinting at something, right?
The choice of words is certainly intriguing.
Right.
It suggests an awareness of power dynamics that extend beyond the public eye.
Yeah.
But is it proof of secret societies pulling the strings? Or are they simply playing into the mystique, feeding the public's fascination with the unknown? It's a question we'll keep revisiting as we delve deeper into this world.
And then you have Kanye West with his rants about a glass prison controlling Hollywood.
Right.
Is he onto something?
Well,
or is it just, Kanye being Kanye?
West's pronouncements, while often erratic, tap into a deep-seated fear of hidden power structures, of elites controlling the narrative. It's a theme that resonates with many people.
Right.
Especially when it comes to an industry as influential as Hollywood.
And let's not forget the visual evidence. Elvis, Brad Pitt, Jay-Z, all spotted wearing Masonic symbols.
Oh, wow.
They're not even trying to hide it.
That's what makes it so fascinating.
Yeah.
Is it a sign of genuine affiliation? A way of signaling membership to those in the know? Or are they deliberately playing with the public's perception, using these symbols to project an air of power and mystery?
But let's get real for a second.
Okay.
It's one thing to talk about symbols and secret handshakes, but are there actual rituals happening behind closed doors?
Right.
This is where things get really dark, especially when you consider the tragic case of Marilyn Monroe.
Her life and death remain shrouded in mystery.
Right.
She was entangled with powerful men, including President John F. Kennedy. And rumors have persisted about her involvement in secret gatherings.
Wow.
Perhaps even rituals with roots in the occult.
Okay.
Her sudden death, officially ruled a probable suicide, has fueled countless conspiracy theories.
Right.
With some suggesting she knew too much and became a threat to powerful figures.
And then there's Peter Lawford, JFK's brother-in-law, who was part of that inner circle.
Right.
He actually confessed to being present at these secret gatherings.
Wow.
He even hinted that Monroe's death might have been more than just a suicide.
Lawford's confessions, if true, paint a chilling picture of a world where power politics and the occult intertwine.
Speaking of chilling,
okay,
our deep dive takes us next to one of Hollywood's darkest chapters. The Manson family murders.
Oh, wow.
This wasn't just some random act of violence. It was a carefully orchestrated series of killings driven by a warped ideology. And some believe deeply connected to the occult.
Charles Manson was more than just a deranged killer.
Right.
He was a charismatic leader who manipulated his followers, weaving a tapestry of distorted religious beliefs, occult teachings, and pop culture references to create a twisted worldview.
Oh, wow.
He was obsessed with Aleister Crowley, the controversial occultist who preached, "Do what thou wilt."
Wow.
Manson even believed the Beatles song Helter Skelter
What?
was a coded message about an apocalyptic race war he was meant to instigate.
Wait, the Beatles? Are you serious?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Manson saw hidden meanings everywhere.
Okay.
Twisting external sources to fit his own delusional narrative.
Right.
And his obsession with Crowley's teachings adds another layer of complexity to the case.
So, is it possible Manson's crimes were, in his mind, a form of ritualistic violence?
Yeah.
A twisted attempt to bring about this apocalyptic vision he believed in?
It's a chilling thought, but one we can't ignore.
Right.
The Manson murders revealed a dark undercurrent in the counterculture movement. A fascination with the occult that in some cases went beyond mere exploration.
Right.
And into a dangerous territory.
And it brings us back to the question.
Okay.
Is this darkness just a fringe element? Or is it something more deeply embedded in the fabric of Hollywood?
Right.
This is where things get really unsettling, because some argue that Manson wasn't an anomaly, but rather a symptom of a larger trend.
Exactly.
Right.
And as we delve further into the world of Hollywood and the occult, we'll be examining these connections in more detail.
Okay.
The influence of figures like Aleister Crowley.
Right.
The rise of the Church of Satan.
Yeah.
The rumors of ritualistic practices among the elite. These are all pieces of a very complex and disturbing puzzle.
So what do you think so far? Are these just isolated incidents? Or is there a darker truth lurking beneath the surface of Hollywood glamour?
Yeah.
You mentioned Aleister Crowley earlier.
Right.
He seems to pop up a lot in these sources. Even though he died way back in 1947, it's like his shadow still hangs over Hollywood.
That's because Crowley's influence extends far beyond his lifetime.
Okay.
He was a complex and controversial figure, a poet, a mystic, a self-proclaimed prophet. He rejected traditional morality and embraced the philosophy of radical individualism, summed up in his famous phrase, "Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law."
Do what thou wilt.
Right.
That sounds pretty dangerous.
Well, it was certainly a radical idea at the time.
Right.
And it continues to be misinterpreted and misrepresented to this day. Crowley's philosophy was about self-discovery and spiritual liberation.
Okay.
But it was often sensationalized and demonized,
right.
especially by the media.
But his teachings did attract a following, right? Even in Hollywood.
Absolutely. Crowley's ideas resonated with artists and intellectuals who were pushing boundaries and challenging conventions.
Right.
They saw in him a symbol of rebellion against a society they perceived as restrictive and hypocritical.
One of your sources mentioned filmmaker Kenneth Anger.
Right.
He was a member of the Ordo Templi Orientis, or OTO for short.
Yes.
Which was an organization Crowley once led.
Correct.
And his films are full of occult imagery and ritualistic themes.
Right.
It's like he was trying to channel Crowley's energy through his art.
Anger's work is a fascinating example of how Crowley's ideas can be translated into a visual medium.
Yeah.
The OTO is a spiritual organization that incorporates elements of mysticism, esotericism, and, yes, some of Crowley's teachings.
Okay.
Anger saw film as a magical tool.
Wow.
A way to access and explore hidden dimensions of reality.
So it wasn't just about shock value. He actually believed in the power of these rituals and symbols.
Based on his writings and interviews, it seems Anger genuinely believed in the power of magic and the occult.
Okay.
And he wasn't alone.
Really?
Led Zeppelin's guitarist, Jimmy Page, was a well-known Crowley enthusiast.
Wow.
He even bought Boleskine House,
right,
Crowley's former residence in Scotland, where Crowley had conducted various rituals.
Page was obsessed with Crowley, right?
Yeah.
I've heard rumors that he even blamed the band's misfortunes on a curse.
Oh, really?
Associated with Boleskine House.
Page's fascination with Crowley was well documented.
Okay.
He collected Crowley's writings, incorporated Crowleyan themes into his music, and even designed the band's Swan Song record label logo using symbols from Crowley's system of magic.
Wow.
As for the curse,
right,
it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Boleskine House has a dark history. And it's certainly fueled speculation about supernatural forces at play.
So, are we saying Led Zeppelin's success was due to Crowley's magic? Or was their downfall a result of dabbling in things they shouldn't have?
It's impossible to say for sure.
Yeah.
But the persistent rumors and speculation speak to our enduring fascination.
Right.
With the idea of hidden forces shaping our lives, especially in the realm of fame and fortune.
Even David Bowie, during his Thin White Duke phase, got into the occult.
Oh, wow.
He referenced Crowley in his music, talked about performing rituals to ward off evil spirits, and even drew pentagrams on his walls. I guess even rock stars get spooked sometimes.
Bowie was a master of reinvention, constantly exploring new personas and pushing artistic boundaries. His interest in the occult seems to have been part of a larger spiritual and creative exploration. During a turbulent period in his life, he was grappling with addiction and personal demons. And perhaps he saw in the occult a way to confront and transcend those challenges.
Okay, so we've got filmmakers, musicians,
rock stars, all drawn to Crowley's ideas. But what about organized religion? Did any religious groups embrace these occult concepts?
Well, there was one that stands out. The Church of Satan, founded by Anton LaVey in 1966. LaVey was a charismatic figure who blended elements of Crowley's philosophy with his own theatrical flair, creating a controversial but undeniably influential organization.
The Church of Satan. That sounds intense.
Yeah.
Were they actually worshiping the devil?
Not exactly.
Wow.
LaVeyan Satanism is more about self-empowerment and the rejection of traditional morality than the literal worship of Satan. LaVey saw Satan as a symbol of rebellion, individuality, and indulgence. He rejected the concept of sin and embraced the pursuit of earthly pleasures.
So it was more about shock value than actual demonic rituals.
LaVey was a master of theatrics and self-promotion. He understood the power of imagery and symbolism.
And he used it to create a sense of mystery and intrigue around his church. He even appeared in Rosemary's Baby.
Oh, wow.
Allegedly as the devil himself.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
The guy who founded the Church of Satan was in a movie about Satanism? That's either brilliant marketing or incredibly creepy.
It certainly adds to the mystique.
Right.
And it speaks to the blurring of lines between entertainment and real-life beliefs.
Yeah.
LaVey's church attracted a diverse following.
Okay.
Including some prominent figures in the entertainment industry.
Like who? Give me some names.
Well, there were rumors about actress Jane Mansfield being a high-ranking member. Her tragic death in a car accident even fueled speculation about a curse placed on her by LaVey.
Oh, jeez.
Sammy Davis Jr. also admitted to attending parties hosted by LaVey.
Really?
And participating in satanic ceremonies.
Wow, it's getting juicy.
Yeah.
But was it all just for show? Or were these celebrities genuinely buying into LaVey's teachings?
It's hard to say for sure.
Right.
Hollywood has always had a fascination with the taboo and the unconventional. For some, it might have been a form of rebellion.
Okay.
A way to challenge societal norms and embrace a darker, more individualistic philosophy.
Okay.
For others, it might have been about seeking power or exploring hidden desires.
LaVey's own daughter, Zena, has talked about witnessing celebrities participating in rituals at their home.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty chilling, right?
Yeah.
It's like this whole other world existing just beneath the surface of Hollywood glamour.
Zena LaVey's accounts provide a fascinating, albeit unsettling glimpse into the inner workings of the Church of Satan and its potential influence in Hollywood circles.
Right.
Her descriptions of rituals and ceremonies involving prominent figures raise questions about the extent to which these beliefs were embraced and practiced.
Okay, so we've got secret societies, Purduean philosophy, the Church of Satan. It's a lot to take in, but one thing that keeps coming up in these sources is the idea of ritualistic practices.
Okay.
Are we talking about actual blood sacrifices and demonic invocations? Because that's some seriously scary stuff.
It's important to separate fact from fiction.
Right.
Especially when dealing with topics as sensational as ritualistic practices. There have always been rumors about secret gatherings in the Hollywood Hills.
Right.
About wealthy and powerful people engaging in dark rituals.
Okay.
But concrete evidence is often lacking.
But some people claim to have witnessed these rituals firsthand. There are stories about gatherings in mansions, people in robes chanting around fires, even rumors of sacrifices. It's like something out of a horror movie.
Those accounts, while often anonymous and difficult to verify, tap into a primal fear of the unknown, of dark forces at play beyond our control. And Hollywood, with its history of secrecy, excess, and ambition, becomes the perfect breeding ground for such stories.
Okay, but let's talk about something a bit more tangible.
Okay.
Celebrity deaths. Hollywood has seen its share of tragedies.
Right.
But some of these deaths are surrounded by rumors and speculation that go beyond the usual explanations. We're talking about whispers of curses, occult rituals, even sacrifices.
It's natural for people to seek explanations when a beloved celebrity dies.
Right.
Especially under mysterious circumstances.
Yeah.
But it's important to approach these claims with a healthy dose of skepticism.
Okay.
While it's tempting to connect the dots and find patterns, we must be careful not to jump to conclusions based solely on speculation and hearsay.
Take Brittany Murphy, for example.
Right.
She died suddenly in 2009. And her husband, Simon Monjack, followed just 5 months later.
Oh, wow.
The official cause of death was pneumonia and anemia for Brittany, with similar issues for Simon. But the timing was so strange, and the rumors about mold in their house and bizarre behavior leading up to their deaths fueled speculation about foul play or even some kind of occult involvement.
The circumstances surrounding their deaths were certainly unusual, and the close timing added to the mystery.
Right.
But without concrete evidence, those theories remain just that. Theories.
Then there's Heath Ledger, whose performance as the Joker in The Dark Knight was so intense and disturbing.
Right.
He immersed himself in the role, isolating himself and delving deep into the character's psyche. He died from an accidental overdose shortly after filming Wrapped.
Oh, wow.
And some believe he was so consumed by the darkness of the character that it ultimately led to his demise.
Ledger's death was a tragedy.
Right.
And it sparked a debate about the psychological risks of method acting. The idea that he might have been overwhelmed by the darkness of the role is a compelling, if unsettling, notion.
Yeah.
But it's important to remember that he was also struggling with personal demons, and those likely played a role in his tragic end.
And what about River Phoenix?
Yeah.
He died of a drug overdose outside Johnny Depp's Viper Room, a club known for its dark and edgy atmosphere.
Okay.
There were rumors about strange rituals taking place that night.
Oh, really?
And some believe Phoenix's interest in the occult might have led him down a dangerous path.
Phoenix's death was a shock to many.
Right.
And the Viper Room, with its reputation for attracting a darker crowd, became a symbol of Hollywood's underbelly. The rumors of rituals that night, while never substantiated, added to the mystique and fueled speculation about hidden forces at play.
And then there's Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee's son, who died in a freak accident on the set of The Crow.
Right.
He was accidentally shot with a prop gun that had been improperly loaded.
Oh, jeez.
Given the film's dark themes.
Yeah.
And the mysterious death of his father. People couldn't help but wonder if there was a curse at play.
Lee's death was a devastating loss.
Yeah.
Made even more tragic by the eerie parallels to his father's untimely passing.
Right.
The circumstances surrounding both deaths, while officially explained, have left room for speculation and fueled rumors of a family curse.
So many tragic stories and so many unanswered questions. It makes you wonder if there's something more to these deaths than meets the eye.
It's human nature to seek meaning in tragedy.
Right.
To try to make sense of the senseless. And when it comes to Hollywood, where image and reality are often blurred, it's not surprising that rumors and speculation would flourish.
But what about the living? Are there any signs that occult practices are still happening in Hollywood today?
Well, some people believe they're seeing occult rituals hidden in plain sight.
Oh, okay.
Particularly in music videos and award show performances.
Right.
It's a topic that's sure to spark debate.
Right.
And we'll be diving into it next.
Okay, so buckle up, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
We're about to go deep into the world of pop stars, Grammy Awards, and maybe even a few demons. Okay, so we're talking about hidden rituals in plain sight, like in music videos and award shows. I have to admit, I'm a little skeptical. Isn't that just artistic expression?
It's a valid point.
Right.
Pop culture has always pushed boundaries, borrowing imagery and symbolism from various sources, including the occult.
Yeah.
But the question is, where does artistic expression end and something more intentional begin?
All right, give me an example. What kind of performances are we talking about?
We'll take Katy Perry's performance at the 2014 Grammys.
Okay.
She was dressed as a witch, dancing around a flaming pole with shadowy figures in black robes.
I remember that performance.
Yeah.
It was definitely memorable, but I just thought it was part of the show, you know?
Right.
Like a theatrical element.
That's how many people saw it.
Yeah.
But others saw something more sinister. A deliberate attempt to normalize occult imagery.
Okay.
And perhaps even influence the audience on a subconscious level.
Okay, I'm starting to see where you're going with this.
Right.
So it's not just the imagery itself, but the intent behind it.
Exactly. And it's not always easy to discern intent.
Yeah.
Is it shock value, artistic expression,
Right.
or something more calculated?
What about Madonna?
Yeah.
She's always been known for pushing boundaries.
Madonna's a great example.
Okay.
Her performance at the 2015 Grammys featured horned figures,
Right.
reminiscent of demons, and at one point she was lifted up as if being sacrificed. It was highly symbolic and ritualistic,
Right.
and it sparked a lot of debate about the meaning behind those images.
So are we saying Madonna is secretly a Satanist? Because that would be a huge story.
I don't think it's about labeling anyone or making assumptions about their personal beliefs.
Okay.
It's about recognizing the power of those images and how they might be interpreted.
Right.
Especially in a context like a Grammy Awards performance.
Even the Super Bowl halftime show hasn't escaped the scrutiny, right?
Absolutely. The Super Bowl is one of the most watched events in the world.
Yeah.
Making it a prime platform for potentially reaching a massive audience.
Right.
With specific imagery and symbolism.
Katy Perry's 2015 performance comes to mind. With the giant lion and all the dancers in Egyptian costumes, it was definitely a spectacle.
That performance incorporated several elements that sparked debate.
Okay.
Including references to the beast from the Book of Revelation and a checkerboard stage that resembled Masonic lodge floors.
And Madonna's Super Bowl performance a few years earlier was pretty over the top as well.
Right.
With the Roman centurions and all the gold and glitter.
That performance was interpreted by some as a coronation ceremony.
Okay.
With Madonna assuming a position of power and authority.
Right.
Surrounded by symbols of ancient Rome and occult traditions.
Music videos are another obvious place where these things pop up. Kanye West, Lady Gaga, they've all used occult imagery in their work.
Kanye West's Runaway video is a great example.
Okay.
It's full of symbolism.
Right.
From the phoenix representing death and rebirth to the ritualistic ballet and dark lighting, all creating an atmosphere of mystery and otherworldliness.
And Lady Gaga practically built her career on shock value and pushing boundaries,
Right.
often incorporating occult symbols and themes into her videos and performances.
Lady Gaga's work often explores themes of transformation power and the darker aspects of human nature. And the use of occult imagery adds a layer of complexity and intrigue.
But are these artists intentionally using these symbols to promote a specific agenda? Or is it just about creating a visually arresting and memorable experience?
That's the million-dollar question. It's impossible to know for sure what goes on in the minds of these artists and the creative teams behind these productions.
Some people claim that the use of occult imagery in Hollywood is more than just coincidence.
Yeah.
That there's a deliberate effort to normalize these ideas and perhaps even influence the audience on a subconscious level.
Those claims are difficult to prove.
Right.
But they do raise some interesting questions.
Yeah.
If there is a deliberate effort to incorporate these themes, who is behind it and what are their motivations?
So after this deep dive into the occult side of Hollywood, where do we stand? Is it all just smoke and mirrors, or is there something more to these connections?
It's clear that the occult has had a long and complex relationship with Hollywood.
Right.
Influencing everything from film and music to celebrity culture and conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Whether it's the deliberate use of symbolism for artistic effect or something more profound, the occult continues to fascinate and intrigue us. Perhaps because it taps into our deepest fears and desires. Our fascination with the unknown, and our longing for something beyond the mundane.
So what do you think? Is it all just harmless entertainment, or is there something darker lurking beneath the surface of Hollywood glamour? The next time you see a music video with cryptic symbols or a Grammy performance with ritualistic overtones, maybe you'll see it in a whole new light. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the shadowy side of Hollywood.
It's been a fascinating journey. Until next time.